Hi everyone, it's Kendall with the Arizona Technology Access Program. Today I'm going to show you the Quadstick, a head-controlled adaptive video game controller. I'm going to walk you through how to set it up, how to game with it, and how to program it to fit your needs. So let's dive in. First, I want to show you how to set up the Quadstick with the PS4. This is the setup that I have. This white cable coming out of the back comes with the Quadstick, and I connect that directly from the Quadstick to the PS4 console. Then I take my DualShock controller and plug that into the Quadstick itself. Having this plugged in helps the PS4 recognize the Quadstick and keeps it from being disconnected every 7 minutes. Here is another view of how these are connected to the Quadstick. As you can see, I don't need an adapter for this setup, but with other consoles I would. If you need help finding the adapter that you need, check out the video I made on the main adapters that are used for accessible gaming equipment. I provided an overview of which adapters are needed for some of the most popular adaptive controllers. Before I show you how to game with the Quadstick, I wanted to show you how it's set up. I provided a picture in the left-hand corner so that you can see a view from the front of the controller. This device has the main mouthpiece with the lip switch below it that can be activated with your lip or chin. You can do a soft push or a normal push. Above that you have the 3 holes, the left, center, and right. All of these can be activated with a normal or soft sip or puff. I'll show you what it looks and sounds like when you do a normal sip or puff. You can see that the LEDs will glow red when you puff, and then blue for a sip. You can do multiple combinations, such as left and center, or right and center, and these will activate different controls. A soft sip, on the other hand, will give you a low whistle followed by a beep. To switch between the main profiles that you'll use for different games, you'll use this straw-like tube over here. If you perform a long and somewhat hard sip on this, you'll get a boinging noise. Then you will use the joystick to move over to the profile that you want and hit the switch to activate. To switch between the smaller profiles or modes to change the controls within the same game, you can sip or puff on the straw. The LED light will move left or right to show you which mode you're on. As you can see, this is mode 1. This is what the game looks like when you have mode 1 selected. The joystick functions as the left analog stick, so I can run in all different directions, but I can't scan my surroundings as I would be able to with the right analog stick. On the other hand, this is what it looks like when mode 2 is selected for mixed analog stick. I'm able to run and also look around me. This is because the joystick on the Quadstick essentially functions as the left analog stick for moving up and down and the right analog stick for moving side to side. Now, try not to get dizzy, but I wanted to show you what happens if you chose mode 3 for the right analog stick. You're able to look all around you, but you can't actually move anywhere. Alright, and lastly I want to show you mode 4. So this is if you want the Quadstick to control the D-pad. For Final Fantasy V, I have to use the D-pad in order to move up and down on the menus, and so I'm able to go to mode 4 in order to do this. I'll show you a brief clip of gameplay for Final Fantasy V. Right here you can see that I start sprinting. In order to do this, I have to do a long center puff while moving up on the joystick at the same time. To jump, you saw me use the lip switch. This is X. Again, to close out of this, I'll use the lip switch for X. To attack, I do a single center puff. I can also block and then counterattack by doing a center sip and then a center puff. You can tell that I'm on mode 2 because I'm able to run away while also looking around me. In this video, I showed you how to game with the default configuration. That's what was working well for me for Final Fantasy V. However, if you're playing a game where you feel the controls don't quite work for you, you are able to go in and customize them. To do this, you will need to download the Quadstick Manager program from the Quadstick website. I'll show you where to find it. Go up to Downloads from their homepage, and then you can scroll down and choose that QMP installer. Once downloaded, plug your Quadstick into your computer and open the Quadstick Manager. On this page, you can edit the settings on the Quadstick, such as making the joystick more or less sensitive. Lower numbers will make it more sensitive. Now, to edit the configurations, go to Game Files. From here, you'll click on a game, and this will open a Google spreadsheet for that game-specific configuration. Make sure that you're logged into your Google account. Now you need to make a copy so that you're able to edit the configuration according to your own preferences. Name it whatever you like. This is where you will make your edits. You can click on the drop-down menus for each of these items to choose which Quadstick controls are associated with which functions in the game. To fire your weapon in Call of Duty, you would use the R2 on a PS4 controller. From this configuration, you can see that R2 corresponds with the right puff. So to use the Quadstick to fire your weapon, you would do a right puff. You can click on the tabs at the bottom of the sheet to show the configurations for the different modes. I showed you what the different modes look like in Final Fantasy V for the default configuration, but you can edit these further if you would like to. Once you're happy with your edits, go up to Share. You're going to need to get a shareable link. Make sure that access to this link is not restricted. You can see how I edited the access here. Now go ahead and copy the link, and we're going to copy and paste it into the Quadstick Manager. Open the Quadstick Manager program again and click on Add Game to User List. From here, go ahead and paste that link into the box and click OK. The screen will load, and then you will see your game configuration added to the list on the right. Now you're able to simply click on it, drag and drop it to the list on the far left, and there you will see your configuration. The number on the left shows you which profile to go to when you want that configuration. I hope you found today's video helpful. As always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We would love to work with you.